Brian Tarian here from the Disability Digest with a little known way for disability applicants to work while you're going through the approval process, earn money, and have it actually benefit your Social Security disability approval chances. Sound too good to be true? Well, you be the judge. That's what I'm going to cover with you. It's called an unsuccessful work attempt, and the regulation is up on the screen here, and I'm going to break down 5 key points of it. So if you're new here, welcome. I hope that you enjoy the information that we're going to share with you. I encourage you to look for other videos and resources to help you out, and of course subscribe, ring the bell so you get more info from us here at the Disability Digest. So I've been helping people since 2006 get their disability benefits approved, keep them, maximize them. This is a strategy that we have used for people that we have directly worked with as their disability representative. And I'm going to break it all down for you, so hopefully you can capitalize on it and take advantage of it. I'm going to cover the pros and cons, what to do with your application while you go back to work, documenting your experience, the timing, when you should do something work-related in the application process, and how to communicate this event to Social Security so that it coincides with the regulation I just showed you and increases your chances of getting approved. All right. First of all, pros and cons. Financial benefits for the pros, that's the obvious. You get some money while you are trying to get through and survive the wait to get your monthly disability check. Mental health benefits, the fact that you have a sense of purpose and you're working and you're engaged with others is another benefit of that, and you can keep your skills sharp. So those are the 3 key things that we see. The cons can give you the appearance, or Social Security the appearance, that you actually have the ability to work. But typically you can, if you are legitimately qualified for these benefits, you can get around that. Health risks. Some people go back to work and they really shouldn't. It just truly intensifies their condition, makes it worse. So that's not good. So the next thing I want to cover is, if you go back to work, this event is designed for those that can go back to work, but it's less than 6 months, ideally less than 3 months. So you can keep your application in place, and that's what we encourage you to do. So here's the thing, I'm going to repeat this. If you go back to work and you have an application, keep your application in place. And if you can work more than 6 months and pull it off and go back to work full-time, great. But if you don't know and you're not certain, leave your application in place so that if you do stop working, you can leverage this opportunity, and here's why. If you, let's say for example, you've been out of work for 15 months, and so you have 10 months of back benefits, you're in the application process, and you go back to work and you stop your application. Well, out of those 15 months, you would have had 10 months of back benefits. And if your check is $1,500 a month, and you stop that application with the optimism that you're going to return to work full-time all the time, then you would have lost $15,000. Believe me, folks, I have heard horror stories of people that have come to us after they've done this. So please, I hope you get that message. Don't stop your application. Keep it in place. The next thing that you want to understand is that when you go back to work, you want to have an increased level of documentation. If you've listened to our other work or in our disability approval course, then you should have learned that documenting your conditions and the limitations associated with them and communicating these to your doctors are the fundamentals of getting approved. And when you go back to work, you need to take this to another level. Like, what were your conditions while you were out of work? So for example, if you've been out of work for 15 months, what were they like? and then when you return to work, typically they're going to get more severe, like maybe you could stand for 15 minutes when you are out of work, and when you get back to work after a week, you can only stand 10 minutes. So these sit, stand, bend, stoop, squat, interacting with other people, the amount of time that you're sleeping, all of this with the limitations, and communicated to your doctor to make sure this gets in your medical records. This is important because what you want to show Social Security is that, okay, I had to stop work, and here's where my conditions were. I communicated them to my doctors and the limitations. I tried to go back to work, and it made it worse. And so that is really helpful information, as I mentioned at the top of the video, to help you get your disability benefits approved. Okay. Next, and the last thing that I want to cover with you is, well, actually I have 2 points. Timing, when to do this. The first one is not to do it, in my opinion, is if you just stopped work, you've been out a month, you're like, I'm going to go back and give it a try, right? So I don't see those as being as effective as somebody who has gone through the initial application process, they've been out of work for a while, like the 15 months that I just shared with you, and their initial application was denied. Their chances of getting approved at the reconsideration level are like 11.7%. If you have that in your state, 10 states don't have that, so you're just going to go right to a hearing. So at that point, there's a low chance of getting approved. And that would be a good time to test this in my experience, so that you don't really have a risk of jeopardizing any approval chances, because they're low anyway, and you're going to go to a hearing. So that's my suggestion for you to when to do it. The last thing is communicating this to Social Security. In the description of this video, I'm going to take the template that our legal team uses when we work with individuals that we've been representing. And in the template, it's written so that you can just simply plug in the information, when you worked and the limitations you had, what the impact was, supporting information, and how you weren't able to do it, and ties into the regulation just like I showed you. So that's included in this video. So I hope you find these points of the pros and cons, and don't stop your application, documentation, timing, and communicating helpful for you. I'd love to hear your feedback, like, have you done it? Did it work? Is there anything I missed? Do you have anything else to add to this? And of course, in closing, I want to communicate this. The best way that we can help you out here at the Disability Digest is, certainly you're welcome to watch the videos. But if you're not a member here, or if you're a member and we haven't heard from you in a while, is joining us as a member. And why that is the best way is what I just shared with you is just one little nugget of information. But when you fill out your profile with us and that information comes in, then we can get you the exact information that is going to help you get approved. Because if you're going through the approval process, what you need if you haven't applied is different than what you need if you've applied and waiting, what you need if you've applied and been denied, or if you're approved, just approved, is different than somebody who's been on benefits for a few years. So all of that. And there's no charge for your membership. We have ads and sponsors and services that we provide, so we can provide these customized, if you will, approaches to helping you get approved. So come join us. All right. Make it a great day. Thank you.